Hello, I am Donna Charlton, principal of Oakdale Middle School in the Rogers Public School District. Welcome to our Parents Make a Difference Night. As educators, we truly appreciate you taking the time to visit our campus and to learn about our programs and instructional practices. Most importantly, we appreciate you showing an interest in your students' educational welfare. Oakdale is the center of a vibrant, dynamic learning community. Every stakeholder is a vital part of that community. Administrators, teachers, parents and students, and community partners all contribute to the successes that distinguish our campus and make it one of the best in Northwest Arkansas. We believe that the best parent with whom to partner is an informed parent. To that end, please take a few minutes to listen to this presentation about the state of our campus in terms of gains and areas of growth. All schools, regardless of the location, are evaluated in terms of achievement, and accountability is the primary factor that ensures that the measures taken to meet achievement are answerable, justifiable, and reasonable. No Child Left Behind, or Nickelby, enacted in the early 2000s, was the governing philosophy that directed school initiatives and academic targets in the 50 states. Although its intentions were good, it succeeded in having the opposite effect on many students. Nickelby mandated the same yearly progress for students regardless of their differences, mandated exact targets and abstract goals, and demanded that all students adhere to a set of common standards that were in many ways unrealistic. Rather than continue failing educational efforts under this umbrella, the state of Arkansas applied for and received a waiver from Nickelby's requirements. The waiver, under which we now operate, offers and encourages greater flexibility to educators in terms of how we teach, what students are required to learn, and the standards by which we measure success. Some of the ways flexibility is practiced is in the form of annual measurable objectives, the AMO as we call it. It is simply a more reasonable target of performance and growth for students, which is determined by grade level. The demonstration of student growth in academic content areas is now an acceptable measure of student achievement. Rather than teaching from a static curriculum, the Arkansas Waiver allows educators to teach directly to student needs. Finally, the waiver allows us to differentiate or modify instruction for students who have difficulty learning by traditional means, so that all students are able to demonstrate knowledge acquisition in ways that are consistent with how they learn best. Additional elements of educational reform under the waiver include new systems of improvement, evaluation and measurement for teachers and administrators, and professional development for all educators that aligns with the newly adopted instructional strategies and expectations for teachers. Perhaps the most well-known adoption is that of the Common Core curriculum. 48 of the 50 states now operate under Common Core standards for instruction, which ensures that students receive multi- and interdisciplinary instruction through a global approach rather than teaching subjects in isolation. Consistent with this are common national assessments. Arkansas has chosen to operate under the Partnerships for Assessment Readiness for College and Careers. Commonly referred to as PARC, this entity ensures that schools under its direction teach from a diverse curriculum that prepares students for an academic or job-focused life after high school. Approaches such as this that emphasize thinking ensure that more students, regardless of their aptitude, will be successful. Last year marked the end of the benchmark exam as we have known it in the state of Arkansas for many years. The PARC assessment will be implemented during the spring to assess learning for our current school year. Nevertheless, it is still helpful to examine student test results from last spring to understand how we as a campus rank in terms of the two main areas of interest, which are literacy and mathematics. The benchmark summary is presented in 3 parts: percent tested, literacy, and mathematics. Schools in Arkansas are categorized as either exemplary, achieving, needs improvement focus, or needs improvement priority. Currently, we do not have any schools within the Rogers Public School District that are rated in the last 2 categories. Regarding the percent or percentage of students tested, in literacy, more than 99% of all of the students enrolled completed testing in literacy. The same is true in the area of math. More than 99% of students enrolled, again, completed testing in mathematics. The only thing that is measured here is that an adequate number of students take the test. We accomplish that in both literacy and math, and because of that, that makes us an achieving campus in terms of percent tested. For literacy and math, there are other ESEA flexibility indicators that we must consider. The first group is all students, and that is simply every student who is enrolled in a given school and required to take the test. Therefore, if Oakdale had approximately 700 students enrolled last year, then every student would fall into that category. Under the waiver, we now have what is called a TAG group of students, and these are students who are identified by ethnic, socioeconomic status, language, or disability status. We'll first look at the area of literacy. In literacy, we are evaluated by our students' actual performance as well as the growth that they demonstrate by the test results. In each of those categories, we look at all students as well as the TAG group. Looking at performance for all students, 83.99% of those students were achieving. This is excellent because the actual AMO, or annual measurable objective, was only 81.86%. The TAG group did equally as well in the area of performance. 80.33% of those students were achieving, and that surpassed the actual AMO of only 78.05%. When we look at the area of growth, again, this is another indicator by which we are evaluated and is equally as important as the performance category. In all students, more than 86% of those students were achieving. The AMO for the all students group was a little over 85%. If you look at the results for the TAG group, almost 83% of those students were achieving. Again, we surpassed the AMO, which was 82.73%. So overall, in the area of literacy, we actually did better than we were projected to do. Math continues to be a deficit area for Oakdale students, and the 2012-2013 student performance did not meet the AMO prediction for all students. For all students, the result, or the actual performance, was a little over 71%. The target, or AMO, was almost 83%. The same is true in math for our TAG group. The actual performance here was almost 65%, but the target, or AMO, was almost 79%. When we look at the growth category of performance, all students, the performance was almost 68%, but the target, however, was almost 80%. Looking at the results for the TAG group, this trend continues. The actual performance was a little over 61%, but the target, or AMO, was almost 76%. So we still have a lot of work to do in the area of math. Therefore, many of the interventions that we have in place focus on improving our math scores. The first of these is professional development for teachers. We also focus on targeted student assistance. This ensures that every student receives the type of instruction that he or she needs. Tutoring and mentoring are important elements of teaching and learning. Some of our special programs are also in play, T&T probably being the most prominent of those. T&T is a federally funded after-school program that addresses many of the issues we talked about in this presentation. And finally, supplemental course assistance. We have created 2 special classes. One is Math Plus, the other Literacy Plus, to assist those students who are having difficulty in those 2 content areas. Thank you once again for attending our Parents Make a Difference night. I hope this information has been helpful, and if you have any questions regarding the information, please direct your questions to me, Donna Charlton, or to either of our assistant principals. We look forward to working through a successful school year with you and your student, because parents truly do make a difference. Thank you and good evening.